Good evening all, and welcome back to the channel. We are now out of the Terrance era, I can officially say, and let's make the channel all the better for it, is all I'm going to say. So, let's get this show on the road. You join me in Vancouver, in British Columbia. Quick drive from here to Sacramento, and then we'll be lazing around California for the rest of the stream, I think. Yeah, and? If I remember rightly, the right turn rule is not legal in Canada. If I remember correctly. Finally happened. It did indeed. It only took him about 12 months, if not longer. But it was going to happen one day. And to be honest, I actually feel that now it's happened, it's only going to grow my channel more. Because I feel that now it's over, there's probably going to be less talked about him. So that's going to help. So I feel that we can move on to other topics now and start actually, you know, having constructive conversations in the chat about various things that aren't Terrance related, which I think would be good. Don't you dare pull out. I was going to say, do not dare pull out. I wonder if Ace the driver is sat in that bus. Oh dear. Momentary lapse of conversation by looking at a bus and I collided to the rear end of that car. Oh well. Anyway. What's your thoughts on all of this? I mean, I knew it was going to happen eventually. I'm just surprised it took as long as it did. That's all I'm going to say. But all the comments you've made about the scenario and the situation are true. Eventually, he'll have nobody that likes his channel. And it's heading that way as we speak. Anyway, moving on. Let's pick up my first job of the evening to Sacramento. I had a nice yard truck, which is extremely light. Tiny little things like that. And I can take one with two. So I might as well take one with two on the drop deck. Doesn't pay anymore, but was she right next to me? Well, his minions will probably stay put. They may do, but I can't see it lasting if they do. or something. Weird. Anyway. Yes, it took them 15 hours to spy on us because they decided to live stream and leak it all. Well, yeah, they did. Which I find is very idiotic. Is there another way out of it? No, there ain't. Okay. Right. I know what I'm going to do. I think Nebula has some protection now. I know that. No, for Pete's sake. I know that they have all talked crap about Terran somewhere or another. Well, they have, that's the thing. I'm going to try and bring this up a little bit again. That car being parked there is not helpful. Some of these places have 2 entrances, but this one doesn't. You can see where it's meant to be. It's meant to be there. Ah, has this got a height restriction? Tell me it has. Can't have. Got the first one under. Yeah, there's meant to be an exit there. And there's an in on this one. Meanwhile, I hit a post. Apparently. Right, let's get out of here. Fat U-turn to get out. Anyway. No damage, that's all that matters. We posted some Nebula stuff, but because it was just instantly marked as a troll account, no consideration was made. Typical Terrans, yeah. The spies are spying, screenshotting everything into their group chat. And nobody's committed an offence, so nothing they can do about it. The penny will drop eventually. Just a question of when. For some of his views, it takes time to come out of his swamp. I know Azza said about this, yeah. And they get lured into his ways, and eventually you realise he's not such a great guy. No, you're not wrong there. The thing is, he's the biggest hypocrite I've ever known. And ultimately, that's going to be his downfall. Not just in his general life, which it already is heading that way. But his YouTube career is going to fall apart because of that as well. He's not a genuine person who, you know, he just does it because he's got nothing better to do. He can't get a job because nobody would employ him. You know, because he's got no life experience, no skills. He fell out of freaking college, for goodness sake. How? You know. And ultimately, that's led to his downfall, his bad life choices continuously. You know, and I know a lot of people do go through bad times. I've been through bad times, but you pick yourself up and get on with it. You know, I've made... The last 12 months I've made some excellent decisions with regards to my career. And ultimately it's going to pay off. I'm in the best job I've ever had. Earning the most money I've ever had. And it's only going to get better from here. You know, and ultimately it's... You work hard in life, you get rewarded. You don't, you end up like Tones. When did he actually start YouTube? 2019, I think. I don't know for certain though. I do understand the fact that making these accounts to post this stuff is probably childish, but just wanted to share to see the truth of Terrence. Well, exactly. It says make a troll account. You don't have better to do. Troll accounts just take a few minutes to set up in your streams, and most people are already home waiting for the food to be ready. Well, that's it. I mean, he streams at a time of day where people are coming home from work, coming home from school, college, whatever. Most people at that time sit down for food. So I don't understand why he streams so early. It's pointless. At least at the time I stream, I get mostly UK viewers, but I will get European viewers as well, particularly at weekends. If I could stream a little bit earlier, I would. But I can't. It's not possible for me to, unless I'm off work. But even then, I don't see me moving it to an earlier time is consistent. It's not consistency. You're better off having the same sort of start times where you can. Because surely he was doing something beforehand. He was doing absolutely nothing, Krasser. The only reason why he decided to start doing YouTube is because I think the job centre basically told him that he needs to start doing something or he'll lose his universal credit. Or, well, it wouldn't have been universal credit back then, it would have been job seekers allowance. But something along them lines happened anyway, and that's what caused him to start YouTube. Because he didn't want to get a job where he had to go out to work, like most people do. He can't because of his living situation. At the end of the day, he says his living situation is what it is, but ultimately if he goes out to work he can improve his living situation. It's not hard. I know his dad's not well and I fully understand that. And, you know, I understand if he's left on his own for a period of time it can be risky, but I've been in them scenarios. You know, I've been in that scenario when I was younger, when me nan wasn't well. If I was at home when she had cancer, I might have been at home on my own. And if anything happened, there's not much I could have done. But, you know, you deal with it, you know, and ultimately you've got no choice. You know. It's a horrible situation to be in for anybody, you know, with a parent not being well or a family member not being well, but you've got to deal with it, you know, and it makes you a better person. And ultimately he can improve his dad's living situation if he worked. Because he could support him more. You know, it's not in financial terms. Because at the moment, I think the only thing that Terrence pays for potentially out of his money he gets is for the broadband. I think everything else his dad pays for, apart from maybe a bit of food. But yeah, he does. I must admit, when we were still talking, he did think his dad's got dementia. I think he might have, but it's not for me to say, is it? You know, it's not my issue to deal with. But yeah, he does his dad's shopping because his dad's not able to. But ultimately, I don't think Terence pays for it all. I think his dad contributes to a majority of that. It's as I say, there's things he could be doing to improve his life, and you know, it's, to be honest, now he's 29. You know, he's not got no career, no life skills. You know, it's not a place to be at that age. At that age, you want to be well into a career that you enjoy, or, you know, bringing home money. You know, I've made the change out of insurance because there's no money in it. I've moved into a career where there is money, and I'm going to reap the rewards out of it, you know. And ultimately, I made the right choice. It's took a lot of hard work to get there, but sacrificed a lot, and, you know, made the move. Anyway, welcome back to Washington and the lovely land of the US. I don't know where you are, but wherever you are, you can piss off. Oh yeah, his dad surely pays the most, but at least he's not ditching him off. Well, no, that's the thing, Krauser. I think the reason why he hasn't ditched him off is because I think his sister would have a lot to do with it and a lot to say about it if it ever happened. No idea, Google. Probably, I don't know. Probably a cheap ring or something from, like, freaking, I don't know, costume jewellery or something. I don't know. I do think being 29 with no career, no good source of money or income is very bad, and poor life choices. Turn those offences off. I probably shouldn't I? Hello, Manfred. Welcome to the stream on Twitch. Is this a modded server? No, this is Pro Mods. Well, I've just left the land of Pro Mods Canada. This is single player ATS. But hello, Lord Gamer. I haven't got any Homer joining tonight. Doesn't look like it again. Ah! Just as we anticipated was going to happen. And I relish the fact this has happened anyway, funnily enough. That thing on the left is a piece of software called Truckee that you can download, compatible with ETS2 and ATS, and it gives you information about, you know, your truck that you're driving, obviously brake pressures and cruise control limits and that sort of thing, damage on your trailer, and tells you your viewers about what job you're doing, where you're going, and that sort of thing, without them having to ask questions, basically. Gives you like your ETA in terms of real life time, your mileage, jobs that you've driven so far, along with the distance to the end of the job and all that sort of stuff. It's free to download, doesn't cost you anything. You can find it on the Truckee website. It is free, Lord Gamer, yes, absolutely. Ah, hello Aaron, welcome back to the channel. Anyway, moving on. Plus 9 miles an hour of the speed limit, get a $1,000 fine. Hilarious. I must admit, Adam, I will say this. The comments you came out with in some of my streams before with regards to me being bald aren't acceptable either. So, to be honest, I don't think you've got any right to actually mention anything about Terence. And the thing is, you hang around with him, you know what he's like. It's somebody we all know, Lord Gamer. It's nothing to be concerned about. It's just that there's still quite a lot of people who join my streams that used to join somebody else's, and tends to be quite a topic that comes up quite often. Something that I'm trying to move away from, not gonna lie. I try and avoid this conversation where I can, but unfortunately, being a streamer, you do try and stay with what the conversation's about. But it's very difficult to keep it out. It's something I'm trying to work on. Yeah, it's been an active conversation for a little while on various of my streams, but it's got to a point now where I want to try and move from it, because it's it feels a bit old and boring, to be quite honest. But the thing is, Adam, we're concerned about him because of the way he is. You know, I've known Terence for 11, 12 years, and he was nowhere near as bad as he is now as he was when I first met him. That's the thing. When I met him, he was in college. He, you know, was trying to build a life for himself, and then it all fell apart. And you know, it's not, you know, and I don't know, it's just a conversation I don't really want to discuss about anymore. It's stupid. Anyway, we're in Seattle now, so heading south towards Sacramento, and we'll be remaining in California for the rest of tonight's ATS stream. When I get to Sacramento, I will be having a look at the map to see what areas I need to re-explore, because as I say, I've not really covered much of California since the rework, if any. I've done a couple of free streams, I think, so far, but I barely touched any of California. Still, because there's been a lot of expansion since then, and ooh, I could feel that lifting then. Yeah, I'll say, there's been a lot of expansion in California since the game originally came out, and I want to try and cover it all in a few streams. Then move on back to Nebraska. And I want to go back to Springfield because I didn't do the underground container terminal, which I need to look at doing. Hello Babatunde, I forgot to say hello to you before, but this is the outside of my truck, the old classic style Kenworth W900. Try and pay attention to the road. I wonder if I'll ever get to a weigh station on this job. I don't think I will. I think the load's too light to warrant it being weighed. Been enjoying this truck, yeah, I have very much. The old classic style. Say, there's plenty of other topics we can discuss about in these streams. There really is. One thing though, if you were to talk to Terence about this situation, he would straight ban you, wouldn't take the time to listen. No, he wouldn't. Sounds decent, that truck, yeah. Well, any Kenworth sounds hellfire anyway. But the old retro style they've added into it looks even better than the modern version, in my opinion. Ah, here comes the rain, something I've been expecting for a little while. Have you explored full of Montana, Steve? Good question. Montana. Montana. Which one's Montana? Probably explored it. Colorado's there. There's Kansas. Oklahoma. Where's Montana? Can't see the lines for it. Salt Lake. Colorado. Montana's there, isn't it? No, Nebraska's up here. Not Montana. I think that's Montana. One thing that they do need to add in on the map on this is a bit somewhere in the map where it gives you the state name or the state abbreviation letters. Because it's annoying, because when you look at the map, you can't quite see the outlines sometimes in certain areas because of the roads. So, is the one Montana the one up from that? I always forget which one's which in the Midwest because they're all the same shape, aren't they? So there's no It's very difficult to deviate which one's which. Unless it's got the state capital or the state name in one of the cities. It's difficult to tell. Ah, Glasgow's Montana. My bad. I should have a map of it on my wall, really, the US. With all the states on it. That way I could just look up. But yeah. Pesky police. Yeah, it's a decent truck, the Kenworth W900. Hellfire machine. I do like the Volvos in ATS as well. Yep. Just dinged towards the wall. Anyway, conversations regarding this weekend's streams with regards to ETS2. If anyone does want to join me on Truckers MP, feel free to let me know. We've got a happy host a convoy event on TMP on Simulation Server 1. If anyone does want to join me. You're very welcome as always. To Oregon now. I do wonder where I should have come off there for fuel. Anyway, just past Vancouver in the US. It's weird because there's two. One in bloody America as well. It's hilarious. Yeah, there's petrol there, but we'll keep going. Might get off at Salem, get fuel from there. I'm not going to pass one for a little while then until out there. Don't think I'll get that far. We'll have to see. Wonder when the no rules server will be brought in. Should be able to. Hopefully I won't forget. Do you ever do multiplayer games? Yes. Quite often play on Truckers MP, which is the multiplayer client for Euro Truck Simulator 2 and for American Truck. That's unofficial. SES does have their own multiplayer clients for both games, but this is an unofficial variant. Play with players from all over the world. Why it was telling me to move over when you had to move back around now. Stupid. One thing about the lights on this truck is they don't look very bright. Sometimes you forget they're turned on. Yes, I play Truckers MP. I got banned there because someone reported me. Now then, will questions be asked about who reported you is the question. I do wonder. And the chances are they will be. I think I need to get over again. There's a problem with this road. If you're in that far lane, you have to move over twice. This is a very weird part of the Interstate 5. It's so unique. You literally ride a road above you and a road here as well. Some YouTuber when I was in Cali. I wonder. Oh dear. I think I know who I got reported to. One thing I find with Truckers MP is there's a lot of people who are out there just to play the game to ban people and get people reported. But unless somebody does something malicious, i.e., I don't know, hacking, just crashing into people for no reasons, that sort of thing, fair enough. Yeah, then people deserve getting reports and bans. But if somebody taps you in the rear end because they brake too late, or, I don't know, they pull out of a side road and they don't see it and it's a low speed impact, not the end of the world. It's one of them things that happens. At the end of the day, if you have an accident in real life on the road, unless it was malicious, you don't get into trouble for it. So why should it be any different in a game? It's stupid. You know, it's... No, don't need that lane. That's the way I look at it, is that you should treat it as if you're driving in real life. If anything happens and you have an accident, unless it's malicious, you're not going to get into trouble for it. Granted, you'd have to tell your insurance company, but you know. Same principle. Well, exactly, it's a game. Now, if it was somebody hacking, speed hacking, or, you know, driving through people, that sort of thing, yeah, absolutely. Because that sort of thing's, yeah, not allowed. But anything like, you know, an incident that doesn't really cause a major issue, what's the point? Well, that's the thing, most of them are pointless. They'll take action on hackers and that sort of thing, absolutely, but most of the other incidents they don't bother dealing with anymore. They've said that themselves. They haven't got the resources and time and manpower to actually dedicate to actually sitting around waiting for people to report stuff and actually dealing with it at a point of action, essentially. Tell the story. I was driving on the CD road and I broke sharpishly because someone in front brake checked me and sent me someone flying behind because they broke too late, and I got reported for it. And there could be lag, which is out of control. Well, exactly, people lag as well, which, you know, can happen, and that can cause accidents as well. But you know when that happens because you can see the wheels spinning but they're not moving. So I know, yeah. If it's a Skoda, I don't tend to bother because it's like you're not going to catch them. By the time they've gone past you, you're not going to have got their name. If it's a truck, you might get lucky because there's obviously probably going to be a trailer on it. I don't like people who report on Truckers MP. Some people who talk to the To the filth in real life. Yeah. Thank you for everyone's insight into the Truckers MP topic anyway. It's been most enjoyable. I do think going to the lengths of putting on websites is just stupid. Well, yeah, it is. There's no question about it. It's a game at the end of the day. Proud of 300 plus accepted reports. I don't even know how many I've got. I honestly don't know. I don't look. And I really don't care. I ain't got the time nor want to have a look. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Ooh. Carrying too much speed. Plus it's raining. Rain and speed going around corners is not a good idea. Reports over 300 people, it's just pointless and a joke. Well, that's the thing, it is. I've probably got, I don't know, probably about 10 accepted reports. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. Most of the time, the only times I tend to ever report people now is if they hack. It's speed hacking, or you know, they're driving through vehicles, sending them flying. That's worth reporting. Absolutely. We all have our childish side, and maybe things we regret, but people can change. I do believe that people can change if they're given, I don't know, if they're given the capability to do so and that sort of thing, whether that's through counselling or just general life changes, you know. Nobody's truly bad. Nobody's born bad. It's all to do with your mannerisms and how you deal with stuff and that sort of thing. That's what causes people to have, you know, have issues, shall we say. Hello Wasted Driver, welcome to the stream. Meanwhile, I'm literally like next to the point where I need to get fuel. That's not so bad. I didn't think it was going to take me there. I'm trying to work out if I'm going to go that way or whether it's going to take me around there. I'll have a look at the signage when I get there. Getting close to running out of fuel now. Depends if you're born and they name you Donald Trump. Oh, that's a good one. Talking about Donald Trump, none of his money's his anyway. It's all his family's. And his dad, I think, and mum and dad as well. Granted, he has, I think, you know, built some wealth himself, but most of it's not his. So why is it okay for Ace to make a bold reference? I don't actually recall Ace ever making a bold reference unless it's to do with something like bad driving. It's never been directed to anyone in person. At least to my knowledge, anyway. Ah, SimShiner. Well, yeah. That's historic, isn't it? Obviously, that comes from a few different people. But I don't mind that because it's not, I don't know how to put it. It's sort of like, it doesn't bother me. That's still there, lol. I think I have to go the other way. Yeah, I do. And to be honest, I don't mind it anyway because it's a bit cliche. A lot of people started with that when I set up the channel, and it didn't bother me because it's like, well, you know, here's what it is. I reckon when I come out of it, I might have to do a loop to get out. Hello, Andy Polly. Welcome back to the channel. No, this is not a World of Jobs contract. No, this is just a standard job out of the freight market. Tell me to do a U-turn now. It's just typical. Turn the marker off. Yes, this is a Kenworth W900. In the old bodywork style, of the older style ones before they made the modern version. It's a long way to go for fuel, this. It's got a fat bridge to cross over. Well, this is an experience. There. Yeah, you can go up to 90, well, more than that, to be fair. You can do whatever speed your truck can do, essentially. I think I'm facing the wrong way here, but oh well. I'll do a U-turn and go out the other way. Reminds me of Limb Services. Yeah, that's like that. Been there myself in real life. It's a right service station. That. Not been for a while though. Right, I'll go out the conventional way. I'm not going out that way. So follow the this way. Had to go all around the truck parking just to get the car parking, I know, yeah. But obviously Lim's designed for trucks anyway. Should be this way. Yeah, that's a walkway, that. It's really confusing. The layout and the actual services are so strange. It's like a shopping centre more than a services. Well, yeah. Most of the big truck stops are. Because they deal with the amount of demand, don't they, from the truckers. It needs to be a big place. But yeah, you're right. It is very confusing. I've been there. I think a couple of times myself before. I don't live far away from there. So whenever I've gone, it's always been when I'm travelling somewhere and not coming home again. So don't live far away from there at all. Only about 20 minutes up the road. Well, probably more like half an hour-ish. Still 368 miles to go on this one. It's been a nice, pleasant drive. Not been rushed. Getting into that part of Interstate 5 now. That's quite nice. Big pleasure to bring another stream to you guys. If you are new here and you want to see more, why not consider subscribing to the channel if you're here on YouTube. If you are here on Twitch, why not give me a follow as well. Got a cosy bed to sleep, SimSteve, on that truck, or will you sleep on the passenger side? I ain't got a bed on this truck, Gorgle. It's a day cab. Sleep in the driver's seat. How often do you stream? Depends really. Sometimes I'll stream 4 or 5 times a week. Sometimes it may be 3 times a week. Depends on what I've got going on. It's very rare I'll stream more than 4 or 5 times a week. Very rare. If it ever happens, it's more likely in the winter than the summer months. I could feel that. Wanted to go. I know, it must be very comfy. Obviously with work commitments and life commitments, it's very sometimes difficult to, you know, stream, or sometimes. I'm always busy, I'm always on the go. It's never very often that I'm ever not doing anything. But I must admit, it's one of these, I treat this as a hobby, not a career choice. If I ever get to a point where I can monetize off it and get a bit of extra money in me, you know, income-wise, why not? But it's never going to be a priority. How do I know when you're live, though? Well, you'll find me... I must admit, I do need to get in the habit of actually posting on my community tab on YouTube, my stream schedule. But if you want to join my Discord, you'll find my schedule always in there. Stream doing very well, 14 likes, I know, it's weird. It's been a bit of a weird stream, this one. It's been more popular than some of my recent ones. I'm not going to complain, though. It obviously means that people are enjoying the content. Ah, Ethan's here. Hello, Ethan. And I found a way station I actually need to pull into. What the heck is this? of his streaming schedule at times, but it's all a joke because you can't sustain it with life. Well, no, that's the thing. If anything ever comes up that requires me to not stream, that takes priority. It's always the way, and it always will be. Because the thing is, I don't earn money from this. So, I do it as a downtime thing, but if anything ever crops up, or, I don't know, somebody needs me to do something, or, I don't know, PC repair, that will take priority. So, because I do that a little bit on the side as well, whenever people need me to. I'm driving the Kenworth W900, Ethan. And hello, Brett. Welcome back to the channel. And I love it how his first comment is he's swearing at me in Polish. For God's sake. Stop swearing at me in Polish. Oh my God. Why? I don't know. I always say that to you, don't I? Whenever you say it, I always say stop swearing at me in Polish. Although it is quite amusing. But why? I don't know. I don't know why. Inspection point coming up. I think this is a way station as well. Ah, on the lane ends. I forgot as well about that. Get in. Yeah, it's agricultural inspection. And it's weird because literally everything has to come in here. Literally everything. Ah, hello Connor, welcome back to the channel. It was very tiring but very enjoyable, Google. Went better than I expected. Ah, yes, his long trip from Aberdeen to Penzance. 13 hours on one train. You gotta be bloody mad. Ah, hello Nebula, welcome to the stream. Apart from an awful hotel or two and a fire alarm going off just after 6 AM. Yeah. At least there's one thing about my hotel stay, at least the fire alarm didn't go off. Or if it did, I never woke up to it. And I'm still alive, so there couldn't have been a fire anyway. Make Terence aware of my opinions. I joined your Discord server and said it was me for you. What? Can you rephrase that, Lord Gamer? I do think you're a good lad, Nebula. We just don't like who Terence is and why you want to support him is all. 13 hours on a train. Bloody hell, I was struggling on a train for 4.5 hours nearly 2 years ago. Yours probably wouldn't have been working. Probably not. No. That's true. It was hanging off the roof, so it might not have been. I imagine he probably did have food on board. Although he probably got off somewhere as well and went somewhere, depending if he had enough layover time. Had a few snacks and went the trolley that was stuck. at the back of the train with a wheel issue. That's quite funny. So trolley couldn't come through the carriages because the wheel had a problem. That's hilarious. So you know. What does it do when you press the invite link? Does it not let you in? I wonder if the invite link's expired. It shouldn't have done. Did 28 hours on a rail tour. Yeah, that was, yeah. Wasn't that the one where there was an outbreak of norovirus? And you managed to avoid getting it? I think it was, wasn't it? You all got lucky with that. I did do 4 days on a train once, but that was with a couple of overnight stays at hotels as well as an overnight leg on the train. That's not so bad. The thing is, an overnight leg, it goes quicker anyway, because it doesn't stop anywhere, or stops in less places. And we'll be on a train to the land of Merseyside tomorrow. Oh, aye. What are you coming up over here for, Connor? Last time I checked, Welsh people weren't allowed in Liverpool. That was the 4-day one when that happened. It hit during the overnight leg. Nah, it was 2018 on the Scotland Roots and Branches tour. Ah. Wonder what Mr. Connor's coming over here for. I'm assuming bashing buses. Yep. Yep. Now have you stepped down doing content creation for Terence Nebula? I'm not from Liverpool now. I'm from Chester, which is close to Merseyside. I'm not from Liverpool, no. We all have our ways and no one's perfect. I think Terence could change if he had the support, but any criticism we won't take it. Funny Steve. I'm going to go Southport on a bashing spring as it's on the coast and I required loads there. Gives me the excuse to get out of the house again. So you're going to be bashing some buses over in Southport. Well, there's a few with over 200 MMCs you can bash, and street lights and pulsars and E400s. Bit of comfy bus solo SRs, solo SRs, solos even. Don't really got any SRs anymore. Chester's not even close. It's not even that. It's not that far. It's literally like, I don't know, 10 miles to Liverpool, something like that. Hello McBaldy, hot enough for you today. Escaped the heat by driving to the south coast. Hello Homer. Welcome back to the channel. Everyone's joining in the stream tonight. Hopefully this support continues. Keep an eye on the X2. That gets older Scanias. Yeah, it does. It gets literally everything these days. It's daft. So they've got X2 branded MMCs and they don't get used on there anymore. Stupid. Now I know you can't always use them on there if there's one got a problem or two of them got a problem, but I know the Ribble one's technically not branded for it anymore. I know they were on about repainting all them MMCs for Ribble, weren't they? And it hasn't happened. So I do wonder whether that's no longer the plan. Particularly with the local livery now disappearing. Oop. Keeping a close eye on the 2 and the X2 for some required scan viros. Yeah, you'll be lucky. They'll mostly be on Preston routes. Locals and probably the Blackpool jobs. Mostly looking at 12-plate Pulsars, I didn't end up on many. And they were in Manchester, only got about 3. I noticed one of the PX09s got back on its old haunt the last couple of days. Oh, yes. Have you done the Transbus E400? Oh, yeah. That's a question to Connor. I don't think Terence likes being told what to do. No, he doesn't. He never has done. I mean, to be fair, that you can't really use against anybody, because at the end of the day, everyone's got their own life choices to make, and you know, I understand why people don't like being told what to do. I don't particularly, but if it's something that makes a difference or you should be doing, well, yeah, fair enough. If somebody told me tomorrow that, I don't know, they wanted me to, I don't know, go somewhere for something, I'd be like, can't you go yourself if it's for them, you know? I'd be a bit like, yeah, in that sort of scenario, if it's not like life critical or something, then yeah, absolutely. But that's only normal because we're human. I'm having a conversation with someone called Gorgle in your Discord server because he's welcomed me. Ah, yes, Gorgle, yes. Gorgle's been in the stream, Lord Gamer. Thank you for joining. I think the 97A is on diversion at the moment, isn't it, due to an incident in Kirby. Missouri's on 95% explored for me. Did it all within 3 days. Well, yeah. While we may seem like trolls to Terence, we're only letting him know what the truth is. Well, it's this thing. It all depends on if it's justifiable, you know, this being told what to do stuff. If it's justifiable, then yeah, absolutely. If it's something that's not important, you know, then it's a bit of a... doesn't really matter, does it? But if it comes to like work or something, then yeah, absolutely. An incident in Kirby, that's an everyday thing, lol, it's Kirby. Well, that's true. Yeah, but do you know what it is? I'm assuming you do. Realised I will be seeing my old regulars on the 47s and Wiggins while up there. Well, yeah. They didn't go into Southport for no reason, Connor. Also, I'm the one who reported on Terence for bullying. Ah, yeah. Excuse me. I honestly think while making troll accounts is a waste of time. If we're doing it, it's because we care. If we want him to do well, he just needs to nudge. I mean, the troll account situation's a bit on the fence. I'm sort of on the fence with that. I always have been. I get why you would do it, but at the same time, you know, it's sort of like, nah. If it was me, I wouldn't do it because I'm not that kind of person. But each to their own, of course. I don't go on what has occurred in that place. Put it this way. One of the main roads in Westvale's been closed because of a incident involving some teenagers who have unfortunately ended up in hospital after being stabbed. That's the situation. Part of the route's cornered off by the One Stop and by a pub. I forget what it's called. Been on the news today. The local news, anyway. That in Capital News today. It did make national news, some certain outlets anyway. You're getting on my nerves. Move! Don't see any of you as trolls. I see you all as angry people who have been wronged, and rightfully so. I don't dislike Terence, as he hasn't done anything to me. I won't call myself his minion, though. They were diabolical, Chester, them CX-15s. Will's E400s are starting to get tired, as we'll end up like them as well. Now we'll end up like them MX-09 ones that ended up in Leicester in a couple of years. Some of them, they've already gone over, Connor. Some of them, anyway. Typical Kirby. Sounds like the road between the station and Tower Hill. I think it is. It's familiar, anyway. Also like the design of the Volvo coach you posted, Brett. That knife crime now is crazy. Yeah, it's everywhere you go now. Literally everywhere you go now. There's just no deterrent, that's the problem. And that's why it keeps happening. Am I going to come off here? I feel like I have. Yeah, I thought so. The E400s at Leicester are now at Milton Keynes. Oh dear, well that didn't last very long. Well, then went into a bridge. Oh dear. That'll probably be written off. Chances are. If it hasn't been already. Big thank you to all the new faces that appeared in tonight's stream. Anyway, it's very much appreciated that people do enjoy my content, and it's always nice to see new people. Yes, it's been entertaining watching your bonnet bounce. That is a mod. Realistic truck physics is what it's called. Which is available on the Steam Workshop, and you've just seen my post on my mod spreadsheet go up. You can find the details of it in there as well. That mod spreadsheet I really need to start working on again. I haven't done it for a while. Let's say that's typical. Highlight the stream. Steve Dean's in Discord. Oh, shoot, I've gone the wrong way and I didn't realise. Oh my god, I'm not paying attention to the road. And I just collided into that van. There's a YouTube short. Feel free to clip that, people. Yeah, I heard it's written off. I bashed myself. One of the YJ58 Trans at Telford the other day on the X10. First day in service, I got lucky. Ah, very nice. Yeah, Google, they're the newest ones of the UK. Yeah, B13 RLEs with 9700D bodywork. They're very informative with things and references. I like that in the stream, and that's good to hear, Lord Gamer. Pit manoeuvre, Steve. I know. Very much so. Oh my god, there's a roundabout coming up in ATS. Oh my lord. Nebula's on the money with that. If he got himself a part-time job, 16 hours, 20 hours, 24 hours, in, like, I don't know, Tesco or somewhere retail, as well as doing YouTube on the side, he would probably earn enough to be able to come off universal credit and probably sustain himself. That's the thing. It wouldn't have to be a full-time job. He could manage with a part-time job, because that would still give him the flexibility to, I don't know, maybe work 3-4 days a week, maybe 4 hours a day, whatever. You know, it's reasonable. I need to make more visits to the Midlands area for Eva stuff. Might aim to do so next week. I might join you for that, Brett. I'm off on Thursday next week, if one is free that day. It was YJ58 FHC, one of the worst ones I think I've ever rode. Put it this way, I don't need the Olympuses. Dud in Yorkshire. Yeah, Brett is a guru when it comes to buses home. There's not much he hasn't done. Geographically speaking, in terms of areas he's not been to anyway. Yeah, 2 weeks in a row where I'm going to be working 2 Saturdays. And then the following week I'm working a Sunday. I'm not complaining though. More money in my pocket at the end of the month. Balls that up. He once told us in the OG days CD Road gave it too much stress and it's bad for his health, that's why he didn't do it. That often 2 years ago, one been a heck of a long time. Keithley was a mess last week. Oh, why, what happened? Payday tomorrow for me. Ah, yes. Are you working full time at Morrison's, Connor? Or is it just part time? And how are you finding it as well? Well, that's the first job completed, which is, it took us about an hour and a half almost. Anyway, time to move on from here. Right, I need to check the map because, say, I'm doing the revisits of California, so I need to sort of like work out where I need to go. So I need to cover Stockton and Modesto. I've been to Modesto, haven't I? Not covered this area though. I'm trying to work out where to go to next. I've not been to San Diego or LA properly yet. More on the coast. There's quite a lot of areas I've not been to. I've been to San Fran again. Ukiah, I've not been there. There isn't actually that much to do now. It's just basically new roads that I haven't covered. So, let's see what we've got from here. Could take a short one to Stockton. That's a faff of a way to get to it though. Oof. Heavy load. Yeah, do. I think I'll do LA. I'll take that one because I'm pretty much in the same place. I'm working Monday probably, driving Mellors all day, oh dear. I've done my bank holidays for this year, did Good Friday and Easter Monday, I ain't working any others now. Yeah, he does actually claim he does it more often for views and watch time. Well, yeah, he does. Part time, 16 hours or 20 hours or something. It's crap. Why is it crap? At least it's bringing money in. I'm going to do a tandem below it. Let's do a tandem trailer. Pay a bit more as well. I do think if he could get into cooking, he could eat much healthier and perhaps become a little happier. I mean, that's another thing. He doesn't have a lot of cooking skills. I can make full-blown meals. And I could when I was 20. Probably not even that. Yeah, he does a lot of leg breaking. I must admit, I do it, but not like he does. I don't do it in Truckers MP. I drive sensibly. In single player, it doesn't matter because you haven't got to worry about crashing into somebody. Maybe an AI car, or vehicle, but not the end of the world. But obviously, you've got to be more on the ball with it. If you're driving a truck in real life, you can't do what he does. You'd end up killing yourself. The trailer would be in your freaking truck. 10 to 16 hours a week. Bash a van would be driving then, lol. No thanks. If I wanted to bash a bread van, I'd go to Warburton's factory or Hoover's factory and get in one of their floats. The money is what's keeping me in. I'm just not a people person. Management is getting on my nerves. Why? What's going on? You can make an omelette. To be fair, I can't cook that well myself, but I'm also clumsy as shit. Well, this is true, you are. What a weird roundabout. Theoretically, you could drive over the middle of that, because it's not raced. But that's why YouTube tutorials exist, right? Or a cookbook. Yeah, I don't know much about his cooking, but I know he could do it if he came out of the shell and saying he has no time. Well, that's it. I'll follow cook classes. Don't agree with me. To be fair, even though I can cook well, I'm no good at making omelettes. I always make a scrambled egg. One thing I hate doing is omelettes. I just can't do them. It's never been something I've been able to do. Get told off for every minor inconvenience, like leaning on your trolley, logging into a shop phone because I look like I can't be bothered. Yeah. Retail is difficult work, particularly when you're on the shop floor. Round and round the roundabout. Shut up, Red. When I say lean, I mean my leg is on angle. I'm forward a little bit. I love a good omelette. They're absolutely fit. Aaron! Yeah, omelettes are a pain in the arse. Yeah, they are. Whenever I have a bloody omelette, I always get my mother to do it for us. So it's about the only thing I can't do. I'm on the shop floor all the time. Do you go behind the tills yet? Actually, I don't think you'd be allowed to, would you? Hang on a minute. How old are you now, Connor? If you're 18, you'd be able to. Customers in shops are always wrong. Not in my place, they're not. If I speak to a customer, if they ever have a grievance, I just refund them. It's not worth the hassle. And I was a bit quick to assume, but who told on me, Nebula, but I will apologise for maybe talking crap about you. The customer is always right, has to be the biggest lie in the universe. Omelette with cheese! Can't go on the tills, not old enough, I'm 16, yeah, thought so. I was thinking, I don't think you're 18 yet, are you? So yeah, because you're 16 you can't, you won't be able to until you're 18. Because you can't sell alcohol. Because you're not old enough. Cheese! Butter on the bread. Waiting. Waiting. Who's going to be the first person to say it? Still waiting. The thing is, when he says he has no time, I can't see where he's busy. He's editing for Terrence. Isn't like he is at his PC for like 10 hours like some YouTubers do. Don't have to worry about the challenge 25 stuff for now. No, you don't, but you'll get training on that when you're 18. You won't until that point. Assuming you're still working there at that time, that is. You haven't found something else by then. I think it's more his late stream finish time. But the thing is, he says that he streams at 6 o'clock to cater to the European audience. Which, okay, yeah, fair play. I mean, it turns out you'll get more people out of probably Eastern Europe and likes of Germany and probably Belgium, France and what have you, Spain. Less so from the UK, but and then obviously more people tune in from the UK later in the evening probably. So I get where he's coming from, but to me, I'd rather eat before streaming and not eat after streaming. It's just, I don't know, it's just not me. I understand why he does it to try and maximise his audience. Fully get that, but to me, my way I do it's a lifestyle choice. Because then I can just stream later into the evening, and if I'm off the next day, I can have a longer stream. So it's one of them things. Outside my dynasty. See you soon. No worries, Ace. Thanks for tuning in. I've missed. No, it's okay. Completely understand. I was just told about it all and done some digging as I found out I was involved in, which I found a bit random. I haven't done anything. Yeah, it's, I don't know, probably heat of the moment, I suppose, Nebula. I mean, I didn't get involved in anything about you because I don't know you. Didn't know you. So it's like, well, I can't pass judgment. I'm not one of these people that judges people unless I know them, because it's not fair. It's not the right thing to do. I wouldn't know yet, so I haven't been on early. I have been on early for weeks, lol. But I have heard, lol, they're a right bunch of miserable sods, the customers. So what time do you actually work, Connor? Do you work at like freaking 5, 6 o'clock in the morning or something? Ah, there we go. Bollocks, there we go. I was wondering who was going to say it. It took a long time for somebody to say it. Anyway, what's been going on with Man United? Ah, United won, that's good. He also said in the OG days he wants to stream in the Philippines, but when he wants to stream UK time, it's 3 AM there, he said. Yeah, so I don't... The problem with that is, if he ever moves there and, you know, decides he wants that to become his home, full-time or part-time, whatever the case may be, I don't know how he's going to stream at like 3 AM. He'd have to have a separate space away from the rest of Sharmi's family and stuff. I don't know, I can't see that happening, personally. You just sit in the side, Steve, to be honest, I do. I can't be pro or against. I've got to sit in the middle. Because I don't like being, even though I do say a lot about Terrence and his actions, I can't be as, I don't know, I've got to be careful how I say it and what I say, for obvious reasons. I wouldn't risk my sleep just to stream at say 3 a.m. to be fair. Well, that's the thing. I mean, over there, obviously it's humid all the time, so obviously, and it's hot obviously during the day, and obviously cooler at night. So you'd want to be sleeping at night over there where you can. You don't want to be sleeping in the middle of the day. Earliest I've started is 6 a.m. But I mostly do 7:30 a.m. starts. My latest I've started is 9:30, which is crazy. Yeah, I do get heated on these things. I shouldn't intervene, but I can't stop myself at times. I do wonder what happens in July 2025. Well, we'll all know soon enough, Krasser. As I say, I don't think he'll get let in. I don't. I don't know. I mean, they're very stringent over there with who they let in. And I think he'll probably fall down on the fact that he hasn't got enough money to sustain himself while he's there. But I don't know. And for all we know, when he goes over, it might not be successful. You know, they might decide that it's not worth doing, and it's a big commitment. He's spending a lot of money on something that may not last. No, I saw that coming. Yeah, I'm just neutral. I take everything with a pinch of salt. I find it also very unrealistic that you don't have the money but still want to take a 2-week vacation to meet a girl who just wants to get action. Really? Well, that's it. That's all it's about, I think. It's all about getting some action in the bedroom. It's a long way to go across the world for that. Peri salt. Get out, Homer. Oh my god. I do think he'll get there. It seems as if he has some sort of reason which they are accepting. Well, this is the thing. I don't know how it works over there. Obviously, he'll have a 2-week visa or whatever it'll be. I'm assuming he's putting it down for holiday reasons, but I don't know. I'll say they're quite strict in certain countries. Australia is another one that comes to mind. He's interested in the culture, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, that could be why. There'll be a reason why. Someone wants some action, then he can invite a lass to his, or he's just too funny to speak to a bird. Oh my god, Toad's getting owned by a 16-year-old. That's hilarious. Charmy will find everything about Terence when he's there. But social media is another thing, and reality is another. Well, it is. I don't think Charmy knows Terence very well yet. I mean, they've been messaging each other and chatting now for the best part of 3 years, maybe? It's got to be that now. And yeah, it's been... So all they've been doing is chatting via video calls and standard calls, you know. They've never met each other yet. Ah, damn. I need fuel soon. Could come off and go there. I might have no choice. Well, we'll have to be there. Happy birthday, Liz, again. Why do you keep asking you can go to the toilet? I don't get that. Oh my god. Them kind of comments always freak me out. I think they're very sus, not gonna lie. Anyway. What we need is a massive table and sit around it with Terence and talk about our actions and sort the feud once and for all. To be honest, when Terence's stream is about them shagging and nothing else. Like he's looking forward to having a nice time, getting to know her properly, etc, etc. The thing with me is I'm quite shy and anxious unless I fully get to know them and trust them. That's when you know when they're like maybe Terence doesn't know Charmy too well. Yes, but still, Terence has two faces on stream and off stream. Yeah, he does, to be fair. Well, I know him, so... And I know that he does. Terence wants to get down on it. Cool and the gang get down on it. Oh, really, Homer? You're showing your age there, mate. I don't even know why I said that, because you're younger than me. I has returned after making a sandwich. What's on your sandwich, Brett? Using the wrong entrance, should have got a bit further down. Oops, never mind. I thought that sign there was for trucks. It wasn't. With cheese. Hasn't he lost a few real life friends as well? Put it this way, I'm not going to stop anyone, you know, being friends with Terence or, you know, wanting to hang around with him, shall we say. It's not my duty to do that. But I mean, a lot of people are on the fence with him now, shall we say. What are you doing? Really? Okay. Am I not big enough? Clearly not. Probably butter and cheese. Cheese, chicken, cheese, and spicy barbecue Pringles fit. I find it very risky, this vacation thing. I'd rather spend on food or even brand new PC. Well, that's it. Priorities. Shield, he has 2k. Don't know what Charmy's financial situation's like. Been speaking to a chick myself recently. Oh, I. Get in there, Connor. 2 kids to be a good boyfriend. He has to go along with her kids too. I know, that's another thing. I don't know how he would be able to manage children. I don't know. It's like... Turn that off. Like giving them gifts, stuff like that. If he doesn't give gifts, don't think she wants anything with him. I don't know. To me, it sounds like desperation from her as well. But I don't know her, so it's like, well, I can't say that for certain. It just seems... I don't know. It's weird. As risky as my bus connections last week. Yeah, your +2s and what have you. Easter egg chick. Ah, here we go. Easter's been and gone, Krauser. Terence as a stepdad. Oh my god, please don't make me laugh. Terence really doesn't like children, I swear. Well, this is the thing. I don't think he wants children himself. So it's like, you don't want children yourself. Why would you want to get with somebody who's got children? I don't know. It's just weird. Unless he sees it as being, because they're not his children, they're not going to be his responsibility. But if they, Pete's sake, if they get married, then obviously he will become a stepdad. So then his children, her children would become partially his responsibility. Assuming, you know, it all goes around and ends up hunky-dory, shall we say. Man, we should move on. Nah, it's a never-ending cycle. It is. But I can only, as I say, I can only discuss about what the chat says. You know, that's the problem. It's just, I don't know. It'll happen one day, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know, Google. I'd hope not myself. Happy Easter, Steve. How was your Easter? It was alright, Homer. Had a lovely weekend at Kirby Stevens, you all know. That's the third time in like 2 or 3 minutes now. I'd have 2 kids at most. When it's the right time, not my age. Oh, not at my age, like a lot of people. Thank you. That's better. Yeah, you need to build yourself a bit of a career and what have you first, Connor, before you want to think about having children. It's one of the reasons why I've stayed single, is because I've not had a career that I've enjoyed and, you know, want to settle down. But now I've started to get into a career that I enjoy. I've got my own house and, you know, it's now that time when I'm starting to think about those sorts of things. Terrence won't get married because it's religious. It's not, though. That's the thing. It's not religious to get married. That's why I've talked about other stuff, Lol. Yeah, I know, Brett. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make everyone avoid the Terrence topic. There's plenty of... Is this police vehicle behind me? It is. For God's sake. You need to drive as well, Steve. Yeah, I know. That's also on my priority. I think I'd do that before doing anything else. You know what? I'm going to do what Krauser mentioned earlier. Turn off speeding fines. Where are they? No. Hey, traffic events. Never too late, Steve. You're waiting on your time better later than early, right? Well, the thing is, if you do it early, you've got no life experience or anything like that. As you get older, you start to, you know, appreciate things more and actually think things through more. One of the reasons why I haven't started driving before now is because, 1, I've not been ready. 2, it's never been a priority because I wanted to do other things in my life first. Now I've got to that point where I'm able to, you know, move careers and earn more money and have a far better life and general lifestyle, I guess you could say. Now it's time to start looking at other things. Driving's one of them. I've got my house, so that's another thing that's sorted. So I wouldn't have to worry about moving out. I'd ask them to move in if they didn't have anywhere. So, better late than never, sorry. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Steve driving everyone in chat tonight to his local pub via a minibus coach for a fan meet-up. Drinks on Steve. What, do you think I'm really that rich? You don't get 1 pint each. Do one more job after this one. Guessing you've built up a decent amount of money in savings for future life stuff. Yeah, I'm starting to now, Brett, yeah. Hopefully by the end of the year I should be starting to drive. And, well, lessons and stuff. I'm hoping by this time next year I'll be driving or close to being, if not already. It's all going to depend on, like, lessons and stuff and how quick you can get your test done, and that's half of the battle these days. You can be waiting a long time to get a test date. So, yeah, working tomorrow, Kwazza. Working Saturday as well this week. Off Sunday and Monday. In Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday. In Friday. In next Saturday as well. Off the Sunday, next Sunday. Week Sunday. And then the following week I'm working that Sunday. So I'll have a day off in the week somewhere that week, but I don't know what day it is yet. Literally, I'm working 3 weekends in a row on one of the days. I'm not complaining, it's extra money, so I should have this coming month probably about £150 just in overtime, if not more. I'll happily drive a bus for career, as it's involved buses, which I like. Well, that's the thing, Connor. You could eventually get into that. Once you're in a position where you're able to start driving, do it. You know, go somewhere like Chevron in Flint. They'll do your PSV for you. Then you could go anywhere then. You're not just stuck to one operator. You know, if you go like to Arriva or somewhere, a lot of the time, if you do trading, you've got to stay there for so long. I need to go down there, just realised. You have to stick there for a little while, like 12 months or something, otherwise they ask you your training costs back. So, cancellations are key, yeah, they are. That's half the problem. If you get a cancellation in short notice, you might not be able to do it. So it's a bit of a one of them. Hello Ben, welcome back to the channel. He's stopped doing it, Ben. He doesn't do it anymore. I had a nice lasagna. While talking to you guys, I feel much relief. Was it a beef lasagna? Traditional one? Not had lasagna in ages. Can't even remember the last time I had lasagna. Whenever I have pasta, I usually do mince with pasta or bolognese, or buy the ready packs and put carbonara in it, sauce in it, or put my own carbonara sauce in it. Don't tend to have lasagna very often. I had some spag bol today. Ooh, very nice. One thing I do like when I have spaghetti bolognese is a bit of cheese on the top and some garlic bread on the side. You get a lot of abuse on bus driving. Yeah, you do. Trust me. I know a lot of people that do bus driving as their job, and they do. I'll do Chevron, as it's very local. You won't have to worry too much about doing it with an operator. Now, at least then, once you've got your PSV, you can just go anywhere. You haven't got to worry about, you know, wanting to move on if you do that. You know, if you, I don't know, say you wanted to be at Arriva and then decide to go somewhere else, like Stagecoach or something, you haven't got to worry about that faff. Bolognese pork, right, okay. I didn't make it though, I bought it from the store, slapped me. Yeah, I mean, lasagna is one of those things where if you can make it, fair play, but it's an absolute pain in the arse to make. Because you've got to buy all the sheets and cook the mince and do the cheese and, yeah. Better to buy one, in my opinion. Cheese! Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Cheese, yeah. So you're adding cheese on top of that garlic bread. So it's not just me then. Sprinkle some cheese on top, garlic bread, baguette on the side. Tap some Tabasco on the top of the spag bol to give it some spice. That's one thing I don't do. Might end up as a lorry driver, to be fair. I've got a family member who's one. and they highly recommend it as the pay is incredible. Yeah, it can be. Can be really good money in truck driving. The thing is, it has to be, because at the end of the day, you're carrying not just a commodity, but you're, you know, driving a heavy goods vehicle, something that's large, you know, takes experience, years of knowledge, and, you know, at the end of the day, you're driving a big vehicle. So, it deserves that kind of pay. I would never work at Stagecoach. Why didn't you last long at college? Ah, yes. Stagecoach buses are better than Arriva as well, yeah. That's one thing that Stagecoach trump Arriva over is maintenance. Passengers are the boss of... Yeah, it depends which depot you're at. Some Stagecoach operations are managed quite well, but Merseyside isn't, to be honest. I haven't had this yet tonight. I expected this was going to happen. Yeah, well, anything to add a bit of time onto the journey, I suppose. Yeah, it's telling me to go that way. And I want to go that way, so I'm literally heading away from... always the way. Why is it you're always heading away from where you need to go to? Oh my god, I'd have to... If I circle back, that's probably going to be closed. Do you know what? I might try and get round it if I can. Because it's literally only just to the next junction. Don't know whether there's enough space to get through. Might be able to just about squeeze through there. Is that fire engine gonna... Alright, get me mirror pass so I can get the trailer through. Stagecoach Chester isn't managed well at all. So many people have been leaving, which is why the 53s and the 16s have chopped to every 30 minutes. I did wonder why the 16 had gone down. Because it's quite busy, the 16. They've ruined the 16, in my opinion. It should still be every 15 minutes. Looking at All English final Europa League, both Spurs and United won. Yeah, they did. I think Arriva Chester would be my starter depot to work at. It's my local operator. Or localist operator. Well, yeah. You're a Kalika Steel, all I know. The thought of Spurs winning the Europa League while finishing in the bottom half of the table makes me laugh. Yeah, but the thing is, United are in the same predicament. They're only a couple of places above them. Spurs win the Europa League. I'm burning down something in anger. I despise them absolute tossers. I can't see that winning. I think United will win it. 20 likes, subscribers up to 438. Yeah, it was a 435 earlier. Big thank you to everyone that's enjoyed the stream and liked the stream and subscribed to the channel on YouTube. If you are here on Twitch as well and want to see more content, why not give me a follow? a dual stream on YouTube and a Twitch at the same time. I should be alright now, shouldn't need that on the screen anymore. Heck of a good scream. Heck of a good scream. We're not in October, Steve. Stream. Yes, indeed. If you burn something down, you can burn 3059. If it's empty in the final, I'm fully supporting United, lol. Which is bad to say as I'm a Liverpool fan. Yeah. It is, to be fair. Did you hear about when Liverpool played at the weekend, just gone, and when one of them scored, I forget who it was now. Basically, the University of Liverpool put a seismic machine that measures, obviously, like earthquakes in the ground before the match started. And apparently, when all the Liverpool fans celebrated in the ground, it basically made a mini earthquake of like 1.75 on the Richter scale. Because obviously all the noise caused an earthquake. How mad's that? I read that earlier today. I was like, what the hell? I didn't believe it at first, and then I went to the Liverpool website. It's like, oh, okay. So whoever it was that posted it was telling the truth. It's like, what the hell? So Liverpool fans did a Taylor Swift Eras Tour repeat. Lol, yes they did. That was bigger, wasn't it? Wasn't that one bigger? Going to be supporting multiple teams next season, lol. Oh, aye. Are you going to be supporting Wrexham in the Championship? Liverpool, Wrexham and Altrincham. Might be one or two more, lol. Right. Do one final job tonight. See where we're going to go. Hopefully somewhere that I need to go. Tempting. Yeah, let's go to San Jose with a articulated hauler Volvo. Hellfire. Don't think that's in here. No, it's around, well, not far away. The other side of the city, pretty much. Man United, Brett, only when they play Spurs or Manchester City, lol. I can see Wrexham getting promoted again. The Championship's a difficult division. Now I can't see Wrexham getting promoted again, rather. Bit of investment. I reckon we finish mid-table. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They've gone up 3 times in 3 seasons, so it's going to be a lot to ask them to get out of the Championship. But I wouldn't put it past them. They wanted Premier League football, I think, within 5 years. They've got 2 years to do it, I think. Or was it 4? A year? I'm sure they said when they first got to the club they wanted to get in the Premier League within 5 years. Well, they failed promotion once. Didn't they? So, get over. Can't stand them V8 Scanias, overhyped as shit. Wow. I do love a V8 Scania myself, but I can understand why you'd say that. At the end of the day, they're just another truck. Just with more power. That's the only thing. I prefer Ovlov. Yeah, I quite like Volvo for trucks. I don't mind Volvo for trucks or buses, to be fair. But Scania on buses, absolutely not. Trucks, yeah, absolutely. Steve, let's be real. For you, you own a Scania V8, it would be full of chrome. I would, yeah, I'd chrome it to death. I like chrome. Love a bit of chrome. Season will have to be it if they want the Prem. See if they become men of their word. Exciting season coming up, yeah. What about Solar, Steve? Yeah, okay, yeah. They were decent. And Omni-Cities are decent, but anything else Scania-wise is pretty much diabolical. I mean, I haven't been on a Fencer, so that I can't comment on, but apparently they're not that great compared to the Evora. So, been on plenty of Evoras, but not been on a Fencer yet. I might get a Fencer done with Callalloy later in the year, at some point. Ah, donuts. You want a donut, Homer? I rode the Callalloy Fencer not long ago, and what did you think of it? I agree, Scania buses are absolutely wank. Yeah, they are for the most part. I mean, the Ultralows flow lines are alright, and Solars were alright. Omni-Cities are alright, but Scania Deckers are terrible. Awful. I mean, you do get some decent E400s, but for the most part, they're not the best. You're a bit small, SimSteve. Have you thought about making your camera a bit bigger so we can see you more? I have, to be fair, I've never actually adjusted it. When I've got the green screen software through the video broadcast, I've never actually ever made myself bigger. Or thought about making myself bigger. Because I think I look big enough already. But I like to obviously keep the stream as immersive as possible. So obviously I have the green screen overlay. So you don't see what's behind me. Or around me. But, I don't know. Do you feel I should be bigger? Does anyone else agree with Lord Gamer there? I'm always welcome to comments and things to improve on. I like a Scania E400 Bash, they're quite beast. Yeah, I do like them myself, but you can get some pretty shoddy ones. Them VX62s, ugh. Donuts on you, Steve. Steve, fancy Yorkshire next week? I have something I think you'll want to go on. Could do if you're planning on Thursday. I'm off Thursday. Could go then that day. We need more of SimSteve. It was okay. Quirky interior and that special. Definitely prefer an Evora. What do you like mechanically compared to an Evora? Scania E400 Beast, I've lost my respect. They're set up right, they're decent. Some of the PX59s are rapid, yeah, they are. If I would have a Scania, it had to be tuned at least one bit and has to be beautiful, lol. Your right ear cup on the headset for me is always hidden in the game. I know, it's always weird. It's like it always disappears. I don't know why that keeps happening though, it's weird. There's one fancy going on the last remaining former Stagecoach Rock Ferry Scania Solar. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Bit bigger, sure, why not? Why, thank you. Cool, well, remember how I said my new van is on order? It's coming a bit sooner than expected. I think it's October. Do you know what you're getting yet, Ben? Van-wise? Definitely nowhere near as good as the Evora, but smooth enough. That Ultralo we did at Kirby Stephen was immense, lol. Oh, that thing was rapid. I need to get that footage sorted. I need to get them all sorted. I ain't done any apart from that MEN. Van, Ben or Volkswagen. Never been given a brand new van really. Just had the hand-me-downs when the new orders came in. I get the old one. Man with a van. Or what you could say, Ben is a man with a van. That sounds better. Who's going Kirby on June the 1st? I plan to, if I'm not working. Actually, the rotor should be done for the 1st of June. I'll have to have a look. I didn't look that far ahead yet. Anyway. I'll take the red trailer. Pretty sure it's a Mercedes Sprinter on wheelbase. Thing is, we use MAN, VW, Merc. It depends on who gives us the best deals at the time. Which is MAN or MAN, like I always say. Talk about good Scanias, nothing to beat a Scania L, the 1.3 CRL. Well, no. Never got the Arriva Ultras, mainly because the last one got withdrawn when I couldn't speak properly. Man, Iveco is also a pretty good truck. I've not had the best experience with vans, really. You should search Iveco V8 and listen to the heap of beast. I can't imagine the V8 Iveco being that beast, but maybe it is. Man with a van with a load of nothing to see here, of a load of beers is better. I wrote one off not long, passing my test. You had bad weather in the UK and I flooded the engine was not the favourite that day. No, I can imagine you would. An open pipe sounds like a Scania, but an Iveco one. Let me go out the other way. Make it easier. Ah, for Pete's sake. Turn too early. Far too early. easier to do that than go left. One here had a very, very Beast 2935 on the late 4S last night, featuring a rumbling diff. Beast. V8 Scanias with custom exhaust sound like glorified rattle cans. The custom exhaust V8s for me sound like the chavs that go around in their straight pipe courses. I'd have to agree with Nebula on that. Anything that's straight piped. Doesn't have to be a Corsa, Fiesta, anything that's been chaved up. Really? I'm actually an amazing driver. I've had one speeding ticket, been on my best behaviour since, because if I got another I would lose my licence. Well, yeah, you would. Within 2 years? 3 years? Something like that. Scan your grease open pipe is next level, to be fair. Yeah, they'll be gone soon. Then Eclipse is Connor. Getting a batch of Easter Taros, aren't they, for the 62? 662 rather. Or whatever it bloody is. I'm gonna own a chavvy car when I can afford it. Please don't, Ben. Please don't be an absolute nuisance. Straight piper fucking Corsa or Fiesta or Golf or Polo or whatever. Bullied my way through there. Gonna go the other way. The only reason why I'm gonna go the other way is because I know that I need some of this route. So let's take the coast road. So I know I need it, so chavs running up and down the roads for no reason but to show off their car. Well, yeah, an absolute nuisance. Hauling grain or cattle, then cattle truckers with J brakes going 100 mile an hour plus. Yeah, dangerous. I'm going to be an absolute menace. You already are, Ben. Ben must take his car to car shows. That's another thing he'd probably do. Going to my mate's next week, stopping over a couple of nights in Newell at his house. Going on a Trent Barton bash next Wednesday. Ah, very nice. Enjoy your eclipses and God knows what else they have. Oh, they have all sorts over there. Don't they still have Sataros over there? I think they do. I really want a Lexus IS200 and mod it to... yeah. I'll take my car to SimSteve. Why do you want to take your car to me, Krauser? Steve wants a Tesla. No, I don't. I do not want a Tesla. Say it a beast. Yeah, I don't want a Tesla. I'm gonna want one of them heaps of junk. I don't get the chance to just bomb it. Their shit boxes that sound like it's got constant diarrhea in my area, luckily. There's that many comments in it, I can't keep up. Literally having to pick through comments at the minute. Not had that for a long time for this stream. Nah, I think them Sataras are long gone. I don't know, I don't keep up with bits down there. I do want to go over them ways at some point, but it's not exactly difficult to get to, it's just not somewhere I've ever fancied going. This is where being a big YouTuber hurts. You can't keep up with the viewers' chat, I know. The thing is, I can only see 7 or 8 messages on my chat window in OBS because I use Restream. I can only see that many at any one time. So if obviously people comment quite a bit in a short space of time, you can't keep up with it. SimSteve car suits a Fiat 500. I do not like Fiat 500s. I'd also fit a rally steering wheel in it and drive it like a rally car. Really? You're mad? Probably keeping an Lexus IS 200 as stock. Not much of interest anymore down there too. Trying to have tons of E200 MMCs and are either of crappy streetlights and ex-Merseyside Pulsars that I've already done. Set up slow mo for chat for busy times. Yeah, you can. Steve wants a baby blue Fiat 500. I do not. Absolutely do not. Tell you what, when I do start driving, if Brett ever comes across a car that he thinks I should buy and doesn't tell me what it is, and tells me to go to a certain place, I find out it's a baby blue Fiat 500. Heads will roll. I would flip my bloody lid if that was the case. Or make it all road illegal. I heard you get hot girls' numbers when you crash into Fiat 500s. It's called exchanging details. Ben? Oh my god. That's probably the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Get over. Again. Steve's Fiat 500 in pink. Ant approved with a pink steering wheel. There's actually a pink Fiat 500 near me as well, which is quite amusing. It's literally like a 5-minute walk from where I am. True though, only hot girls drive Fiat 500s. That's not true. Men drive them as well. SimSteve, a smart car suits you too. I wouldn't mind driving one of them. Wouldn't bother me driving a smart car. Mini Cooper. What, the old one or a newer one? That's a problem. Any fuel stops nearby? That one there, Santa Maria. Might have to pull into there. There's one up there as well. How many miles have I got to go? 264. I definitely ain't making that. I'm going to have to pull into there then. Santa Maria. Dan Johnson drives a Fiat, lol. What, he drives a Fiat 500? You're joking. Depends what you want. Well, that's true. I mean, to be fair, I'd like to drive an old Mini Cooper, but I wouldn't mind driving a new one either. Or a newer style one. At the end of the day, it's just a BMW with a different badge. I mean, never get a Mini Cooper. I know someone who had one, complete and utter arsehole. It'd be in the garage more than on the road. Oh dear. I'll be off to bed soon because I'm starting work at 6, you're finishing at 3. Ooh, a long day tomorrow then, Ben. Smart car for Steve in yellow and red, just like those little kids' play toys called little tykes. Ah. The thing is, bear with me a minute. I'm gonna do a quick intermission, see if I can find it. There's actually somebody that's made a smart car like that. So if I can put a better picture of it. There you go, that'll do. Anyone who actually wants to see it, there you go. Looks like a McDonald's car, I know. It's mad. I don't know why on earth they would have spent that money to get it repainted to look like a little tax car. It's like, really? Ah, shoot. I forgot to come off here. Literally overtaking everything. And then realised I'm literally at the junction already. Exit 169 way. What a weird petrol station this is. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm literally just going to do it here and then reverse back because I'm not going to get that in there. Old BMW drivers never use indicators. No, they don't. Apart from maybe Google. Yeah, there's a lot of people flexing their BMWs and they're a heap of junk. Some of them, of course. You've got a 2 series, haven't you, Google? I think it's whoever is in the exact area at the exact time, Google. Well, yeah, that's it. $213 miles to go. M2, yes, G87. Oop. Some people really don't like the car. Why is that? What happened to the sub count? I've temporarily done away with it because I've got something planned on the horizon for when stream people subscribe to the stream, or the channel rather, along with following it on Twitch. That a pop-up comes up on the screen. Massively electric, newer look. Ah, I see. So a lot of people don't like the more modern style and don't like the fact that there's now an electric version either. Okay. They think. No, okay, so they think they're losing sales because of those two things. Right. I also have an old timer, an E36 beast. What year was that made? You have a lot of likes, people must like you. Yeah, it would seem that way, Lord Gamer. I mean, I do try and, you know, make my streams worth watching. I must admit, I have been through a bit of a patch recently where not many people have watched, but tonight seems to have been a very well-watched stream, which is good to know. Good to know, and it makes producing the content worthwhile. You know, actually sitting down and actually doing a stream. It's one of those things, you hit peaks and troughs. It's the way of the streaming world. You know, you're competing with a lot of people who like the same games as you and that sort of thing. It's, you know, it's one of them things that happens. 90s, I believe. Sound loud. Yeah. Is that what you drive on a Sunday? Is it like a Sunday car, is what we call it in the UK, where you only drive it like once a week? Better if I could see you better. I'd have to make myself a little bit bigger. We will do that probably before I do the stream tomorrow. Problem is that I'll probably make myself too big, to To be honest, having some background music that's non-copyright would be beneficial to the streams. Just don't do the songs Terrence uses, they do my editing. I mean, it's something that I thought about, but then at the same time, would it drown out the truck noise and what have you? Or like, you know, if I do F1, like the ambience driving around a circuit and that sort of thing. I don't know whether it would... I don't know whether it would work for my channel. I don't know. But the problem is, you'd have to change the tracks up as well, so it's midstream and stuff. It's... unless you had the same one looping round, so... I don't know. Too big, too small, too wide. What, Goggle? Oh, I see. Right, okay. Say no more on that one then. I know what you mean. And I take it it's just that looped constantly for the whole stream, I'm assuming. So I know I've got some live stream music, which I use from SoundCloud through a Scandinavian freelance music developer called Liquid, but I don't know whether any of his stuff would be worthwhile having in the background. I think it would diminish the sound of the truck if I'm doing truck driving, or you know, if I do F1, like the ambience of what's going on around the circuit and the car and stuff. I don't know. I don't know whether it'd work for my channel. I suppose if it was something turn-based, like Civilization or something, it'd probably work. But something like this, I don't know. Why are there so many Tyler accounts in your Discord? I actually don't know why there is. I'm assuming the guy keeps locking himself out of his Discord account. I don't know why. But there's been like a couple added just in April alone. Yeah, that song drives me insane. Gave him songs to use instead of those shit shows they call songs. We only handpicked about 10 or 20 of them. Prefer to hear the engine sound, to be fair. Unless it's electric and there's no truck sound. I mean, if I drove an electric truck, I could probably have some music in the background. Because then it wouldn't matter, because there's no engine noise. So it might be something I could consider doing if I drive an electric truck. I don't know. $30 to go. Likes has dropped to 12 now. I wonder why. There's probably a few dislikes, because obviously if I think the way it works is if somebody dislikes, I think it drops the like count. But at the end of the day, it's still engagement, so it doesn't really have an effect on things. Almost 440 subs. There must be a 439 then. Where am I going here? There we are. Yep, 439. Yeah, +4 on tonight's stream then. Big thank you to everyone that has tuned in. It's been a very productive ATS stream this. A very enjoyable one as well. Big thank you to everyone that's tuned in. And big thank you to my new subscribers also. Yeah, when people dislike something, they don't realise how beneficial it is to the person who runs the channel. I know, it's hilarious. I always find it funny when people dislike, because it's like, it doesn't benefit them to dislike your channel. Or dislike the stream. It's weird. It's still engagement. It could be. You never know. I'm gonna skip that. I ain't parking that up. We level up to level 169. I think I'm going to get a screenshot of my lovely beast of a Kenworth before I finish the job. Or finish the stream, rather. My words right. A couple of screenshots because I need to update my World of Trucks profile to something I actually drive. Anyway, big thank you to everyone that's been into tonight's stream. I say it's been a pleasure to introduce my content to some new people anyway, and hope you all enjoyed the content. So we'll be live again tomorrow with a stream of some description. We're doing TMP tomorrow, we're doing F1. As you can't remember what I posted. I am streaming something. I'm streaming Truckers MP tomorrow. So yes, anyone who wants to join me for a drive on TMP, you're welcome to do so. And big thank you, I say, to everyone that's joined, subscribed and followed on Twitch as well. I'll see you all tomorrow.